day, everyone. My online tag is URN10, but I was born and raised in St. Kitts, and I am very, very opinionated when it comes to things involving the land of my birth, especially when it comes to the music and what is being played in my island. The last time I made a video, it did really well for the size of my channel, and honestly, it started off pretty interesting. There was no discussion, no comments, nothing of the sort, but it was dealing with how our road match was handled and how a not great song was able to win, and how over the years many not great songs were able to win. In fact, I delved into the fact that only like 3 actual popular songs won road match over the last 10 years, which is a very, very poor statistic, even if you take out the many years that were lost to the lockdowns. But that's not what this is about. This one is very, very different and deals with a topic that I have held dear to my heart for a while, and it also does involve St. Kitts music. It basically came to my attention that a post was made that was regarding the music that was being played on the road, specifically music being made by foreign artists, or maybe even being completely different genres than your regular soca, them dancehall people. So, there were a lot of things that were, I'll be completely honest and say, I did not particularly like. And I wanted to just sit down and really talk about it. Also, there was someone who made a response to that letter by the name of Paul Martin, and I would like to talk about why he is very wrong in many things, and also why he is right on others. So, without further ado, let's read this open letter to the DJs by Morgan Rivers. Dear DJs, I write to you with a sincere question that has been on the minds of many in our community. What is it about our local music that you do not like? Why do you, as the cultural gatekeepers, not promote it as you should, even when playing for St. Kitts and Nevis Nationals or abroad or at home? I've noticed something troubling at events, whether local or overseas. Our music is often sidelined. Even when performing for SK and Nationals abroad, it's rare to hear our own songs. Instead, foreign music dominates the airwaves. The same happens right here at our home during events in St. Kitts and Nevis. We might hear 1 or 2 local songs, but the rest of the playlist is filled with foreign music. I'm not here to pass judgment, but to ask, why is this the case? Is there something about our local music that makes it less desirable to feature even when you are performing in front of our own people? Please help us understand the reasoning behind why SKN music seems to always be left behind. I would think that DJs who have a direct influence on shaping our musical culture would be proud and eager to promote our local talent. The artists in St. Kitts and Nevis work incredibly hard to produce music that can stand up to any track from Jamaica, Trinidad, or anywhere else. Yet, at both local and international events, it often feels like our music doesn't exist. I'm asking these questions not to criticize, but to understand. What is holding back our music from being played as often as it should? If there are gaps that local artists need to fill, I believe we can work together to improve. But as DJs, you have a unique power to provide the exposure that our artists desperately need to grow. Some may argue that local artists need to do more to promote themselves, but this should be a collective effort. Music is the heartbeat of our culture, and as DJs, you are the bridge between artists and the public. You have the power to showcase our sound and elevate our music to the level it deserves. The exposure our artists need can start with you. It takes a conscious decision to include more SKN songs in your sets. Whether you are playing in front of a local crowd or a diaspora audience, our music deserves to be celebrated with the same enthusiasm as the hits from other islands. I may not fully understand why our local music is not being featured, which is why I'm asking, not passing judgment. Please help us understand why SKN music continues to be left behind, and let's work together to change that. A note to the Carnival Committee. There should be a rule that on parade days, only SKN music must be played. This would promote our vibrant and diverse music from legends like Ellie Mac to present-day artists. If foreign DJs are performing at our carnival, this is an opportunity to introduce them to our music, which will undoubtedly come to love and help promote outside of SKN. Imagine every year hearing the same foreign songs from Trinidad, while our rich musical heritage, from small acts to 14 minors, vibes, masters, and so many others, is pushed aside. Let us make our carnival truly about our music. This is how we celebrate our culture and help it grow. Sincerely, a proud supporter of SKN music. Alright, so that was the letter that was written by Morgan Rivers. And honestly, he's asking very good questions, and I don't disagree with him in the sense of he's asking these questions, or even with his last note of wanting SKN music to be the only music played on the road. I'm gonna be honest, when I was growing up, that was the case. Honestly, before like 2007-ish, there was a point when Red Devils came on the scene, and I remember the first year with Red Devils was the first time I ever heard foreign music being played on Juve. And it actually threw me for a loop, because it wasn't like they decided to play like, I don't know, Faluma or it's Carnival or something like that. No! These people decided to play dancehall on the road. Craziness. Absolutely craziness. But anyway, that's the Red Devils DJ. I believe it was Firehouse, whatever name. I can't even remember what the people name. But the one with the crazy one, Sparry. I believe it was them, the Hellfire Sounds. Yes, those guys. I believe it was them, there was the DJs. And honestly, I know I wasn't, some people might call me an old head for it, but I, as a teenager at that point in time, yeah, I was not happy. And a lot of older people were very much unhappy. But again, my generation was like, woo, dancehall, because, you know, this is the ones that, you know, the Vibes Cartel and the big influence in them people. So, you know, that's that group, that's that generation, which I guess they were fine with it. I did not enjoy that. I found that to be kind of disrespectful, if I'm going to be honest. It's our carnival, our national carnival, and we, instead of promoting our music, you're really going up the dancehall on the road. Wow. Just wow. Well, I made my thoughts known on that. I did not want dancehall to be played on the road. I don't think dancehall has any place in carnival. Dancehall is not carnival music. Dancehall is not highlighting our culture. Dancehall is not our culture. That is Jamaica. That's all Jamaica. And Jamaica doesn't even have a proper carnival. So let's not. I remember too, there's something that recently happened about this, where the Instagram page SKN Vibes posted a poll to ask if dancehall should be played during our carnival. And unfortunately, again, that page is followed by a lot of young people. It overwhelmingly went to yes, dancehall should be played, and I'm here like, I can't. We're losing our culture to this nonsense. We really are. And it was something else. But there's a flip coin. There's a flip side to this. There is an actual flip side to this. And that comes down to the soca music, the bouillon and all that other. Those are carnival music. That is carnival music. That is celebrating Caribbean culture on a whole. That is celebrating the actual meaning of carnival, you know, that meaning of freeing yourself, being free, that freedom from slavery, all that other stuff that it comes from. It's actually, you know, dealing with that to some degree. But at the same time, it is not our music. It is not our wireless per se. I think that it is fair to play some of that other music. I'm not gonna go out and be like, yeah, man, we should play that Trinity song and play it. No. It should be between 95 to 99% SKN music. The other little bits of it, you're trying a little bit of Patrice or whatever, sure, you throw that in there, but it's like one song you throw in there and then you mix back to St. Kitts. I shouldn't be hearing Nyla Blackman running the road in St. Kitts, which is what I was hearing when I was watching from abroad, which is crazy for this year. Again, this really and truly, we need to be a little bit more proud. We need to be a little bit more proud of our music, cause this really and truly we can't be seen when you're doing this. We even have people remixing songs from other genres. You can play those remixes. Rucas out here singing, "Can we talk for a minute?" There's so many other things that you can do like that. It's not like other things. Again, New Vibes out there got basically a remix to Ring Finger Out. Let's do more stuff like that. Put our own beats behind it, make it our own, and then play them versus outright, having these other things. They used to do this all the time. They met the beat. They never even used to, there was a point, the bands got kind of lazy at it. Or maybe it's the rhythm and them getting lazy behind it. But when a song come out, the rhythm and them used to basically remake the rhythm and they sing it in a completely different way or similar way. Like, if you ever heard Grandmasters perform the Benova song from Machel Montano, they had their own little thing, man. It's the same beat. Basically, we make it and everything. Give it else to you up. And then you play it. And they perform it differently to Machel. And I'm going to be honest, I honestly preferred Grandmaster's version to Machel, which is wild to say. But again, I feel like it should be 100% soca. It should fall underneath that bracket. Bouillon is technically its own thing, but it also mixes in soca and a bunch of other stuff, so that's fine. But I feel like that should be what it is. However, that's just one singular part of this, and that's not even the main reason why I decided to make this video. The main reason I wanted to make this video was because the man by the name of Paul Martin decided to respond to this letter, and there was some truth to what he said, and in other cases there was no truth to be found. I'm not going to paraphrase this. I'm going to read it in its entirety for you so that you can hear, and I also have it on the screen so that you can see what he said and have your own interpretation, because my interpretation of this, well, you'll hear what I have to say about it after we get through this letter. So, the St. Kitts Nevis Times posted an open letter to the DJs raising the issue of why they don't play more SK music. Here's some of my thoughts on the issue. Number 1. In general, our music is inferior compared to what is produced internationally. The issue might not be as pronounced for R&B and reggae, for example, but especially when it comes to the soca/wailers, everybody sound the same and singing about the same old topics. What do y'all them want? /like/bend over and walk up on the iron, wood, pipe, sugar stick, pole, etc. with generally the same old weak lyrics. That is not appealing to a wide audience, and even the same people who claim they want to hear more local music don't want to hear that stuff all night either. Plus, most of the artists can't sing, so they can't even make the material sound appealing. TNT, for example, gets away with putting out low quality songs mainly because the music's production is usually higher quality and their singers are better, so the overall product ends up sounding more appealing. This brings me to number 2. The quality of the recording itself is poor. The mixing is poor, so the music doesn't even blend properly with overseas stuff, which creates a problem for the DJs that would be willing to try and play SK music, so our material always sounds inferior when played next to everybody else's stuff. Number 3. Carnival has long since evolved into a product that is marketed internationally. It's not just a cultural celebration, it is also a 2-week party. The party vibes extend to the road. You can't expect to play only local music for the people in the troops. The painful fact is, they didn't come St. Kitts to hear St. Kitts music alone for 4 to 5 hours. DJs also play based on what the crowd seem to like. I don't see people walking out of the fete if the DJ only playing TNT and dancehall. They/we obviously like it, so we can't just blame the DJs for everything. At number 4, at the end of the day, we need to improve the quality of our songs and the quality of the recordings, and then market the music better. Once the quality improves, then we can make a more plausible push to have our music played locally throughout the year and not just Carnival time, and have DJs make a conscious effort to expose us in SK to more of our own music, which in turn instills more pride and desire to hear the music when we go out. And then, when we might be in a better position to export and get foreigners to become familiar with and actually like our style. And then Paul Martin proceeded to tag a bunch of people that, I'm going to be completely honest, the first person he tagged already pissed me off. But I'll get into that when I get into that. So, yes, that was Paul Martin's post. And now, I'll take a deep breath and I'll respond. Alright, my response now. This is going to be done point by point, and I want to take it point by point because point 1 is the most egregious thing. The very first line where he says after his thoughts, the very first line is the most egregious thing in this entire paragraph. In this entire post, it is the most egregious thing that he says first. First and foremost, Mr. Paul Martin, our music is not inferior to nobody music. Okay? Do not come with that nonsense to me. And again, this is also why I said Mr. Bagnall pissed me off, because I have heard him say the same shit before. He went on live radio when him and Sugar Bowl won the Soca Man he won the groove, Sugar Bowl won the power. When that happened, that same day when I was going on promoting music and everything, he said the same exact shit, and it pissed me off then to the point where I don't like Bagnall. I cannot stand Bagnall, and it pisses me off now. So let's get into why this actually annoys me. Because I need to break down and explain a lot of things to how it works before we get into it. And we have to actually tackle it from a different perspective first. We can't start at him basically saying our music is inferior. We can't start there. We have to explain why our music isn't inferior, but we cannot start there. We have to start on him basically attacking the entire genre of soca in its entirety. We have to start there. Because in music, there are multiple genres. And each genre, for the most part, they all focus on one thing or another. Some genres, such as Calypso, focuses more on what's happening in the country, political aspects, world events, things like that. Some genres, such as rap, focus on a wide variety of things. Some things may include gang violence and drugs and money. Others include rebellion against the system, uniting all of us black people against the evils of the world, stuff like that, building community and that sort of thing. That's also how, you get your jazz and a bunch of other stuff like that. There's every genre has something that they tend to speak about, something that they tend to overall imbue in someone that they want to speak about, that they throw out in the ether essentially. And what is soca music? Soca music is music that makes you happy. It's about celebration. It's about freedom. It's about freeing up yourself, being happy, enjoying life. That is what soca music in general has been about, because it basically came out of Calypso, and it was more of the up-tempo stuff. It's more of the bringing out our Caribbean culture, boosting it up. That's what soca music is about. How do we in the Caribbean dance? How do we party? How do we enjoy ourselves? We drink rum. Some of us drink rum. I don't drink rum. Okay? I can well by myself. I see what I do my friend Jacintia the other day. I see what I do my poor friend Jacintia the other day. Oh? Nobody can do me so. Not one person can do me so. No rum for me. Anyway. Caribbean people, we drink rum. We walk up, we wine, however you want to call it. We jump up and down, we bounce, we do all of that. So now, we wear rags and flags and all of that stuff. So, all of that is how we celebrate and how we party to soca music. How we jump up to we wilders, how we party to Beyond. How we in general go on to our music. The only exception to that is dancehall. Them they like to do a lot of extra stuff, which unfortunately has seeped its way into soca, but we ain't gonna talk about that. That's a completely different case. But that is how our soca music, that's how soca music in general is. So when you say about, they're singing about the same old topics, is what the girl them want. It's also very sensual and sexual in nature to some degree. You always talk about, what the girl them want, walk up on this, bend over this, jump up and down and wave your rags and flags and all this stuff. And I just want to sit down And I want to just say, hello, Mr. Paul Martin. That's what the genre is about. You may be sitting here thinking that this is weak lyrics and poor lyrics and all that stuff. But that is what the genre is about, and that is what the people who love soca, who come out to a Caribbean carnival to hear soca, want to do. People do not come to Caribbean carnivals to hear dancehall. They do not come to a specific Caribbean carnival to hear the same soca music that is being played in the States and abroad, or in that specific island over there in Trinidad and Tobago and stuff. They come to hear what that specific island that they are visiting has to offer. They come to hear our soca music. They come to hear our wilders. They come to hear what we have to offer. That is why the people are flying in. That is why you see influencers like Blackie reaching to the island. That is why you see them coming down and they're hanging out with the band members, then they're talking with the band members, they're talking with the other artists out there, they're promoting our music without anybody asking them, because they love what we have to offer. You may not love your music because what you're speaking right here shows that you don't love our music. What you're saying right here, calling it inferior, shows that you do not love our music. You do not enjoy our music. You, for some reason, I don't know what else to add, but you have clearly you have some issues with our music. So, first and foremost, lyrically, the music is not inferior in any way, shape, or form. Just like Trinidad and Tobago has 1,000,001 artists singing about the same thing, like Nyla Blackman could sing about Shibari every 5 minutes, and talk about wine your bumper and round and rosy and all this stuff. Just like the same people, Rucas gonna say skin out, Smiley gonna say skin out, Mention gonna say walk up on this, walk up on that, Chubby gonna say do this, do that. The same way all of our people are doing the same thing, the same artists outside are doing the same thing. Lyrically, you have a very mute point. Not to mention, and this is something I really want to happen, another aspect of soca music, again, there's also love songs and a bunch of other stuff to it, but another aspect of it, and a very big aspect of it, is that it is also a very big celebration of our culture. And that is why you have music that has other aspects to it that doesn't just delve into all the walk up and the wine and stuff. For example, a lot of music has straight messages to it. I'll use local examples so that you get the picture. Who Sent Them from the Grandmasters Band is a message about friendship. Yes, from the Grandmasters Band is also another message in new song about friendship. We also have some other highlights that push the cultural message forward. We have Masquerade from the Small Axe Band, Maka Jumbi, Shokius, also from the Small Axe Band. There are so many more examples of our music where it's not just, oh, they're singing about the same thing. Is that we have multiple examples of different lyrics coming into play. I could use literally this year's Wicked as a perfect example. Akai and Tobab. And again, yes, you got the same song we sing about rum, which, Bottle of Rum is an amazing song. All these other stuff that came out, yes, soca has a general branding, and then there are people who delve a little deeper and sing other things that can be sensual. It can be a beautiful love story. It can be a lot of other things that they sing about, and it can just be blatantly sexual in nature in some instances. That does not make the music lyrically inferior to anything. Now, let's look at the production. And this is the point where I can honestly say you somewhat have a point, but you also don't have a point. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes the songs are not recorded well. The first time I heard Collision songs for this year, I honestly thought that the music was too loud. The vocals didn't seem to be loud enough to me. It just felt off. And they were the only band I felt that for. I felt like, oh, what is this? Collision sounds really bad this year. And it wasn't just that the music sounded bad, because I'll be honest, Collision was very disappointing this year. Again and Again is a good song. Timeline is a good song. That Keys to the City song is worst road mad song since Puppy song. Whoo-wee! But anyway, point is, it was a lacking. And then, other bands released, and then Masters released, and the quality for Masters release was so good. Akai release's quality was so good. There's a lot of really high quality stuff, and there's others that can definitely use an increase in quality. So, there's some hits and some misses there. Another thing that you mentioned that I agree with to some degree is the singing aspect of it, the vocalist. And Again, our island has a ton of talented vocalists, but we also need a lot of them to learn how to perform their songs better, and some of them need vocal training. Now, this is going to piss off a couple people. This is actively going to piss off a couple people, but I'm going to use our road match winner as an example. We're going to use Chubby as an example of what not to do. Okay? Chubby is the perfect example of what not to do. Because I will say this, and I will preface this first and foremost for all the Collision fans that have to jump me. I have been following Collision since Collision start. I've said it time and time again that Collision is my second favorite band. I think Collision is the second most consistent band in St. Kitts Nevis. Okay, I've said that a million times. I'm prefacing it again. I think Collision is the second most consistent band in St. Kitts Nevis. Collision is my second favorite band. However, there was something that I saw recently, and it is a very recent thing, because the performances never used to be that bad, and then it's more of a definitely of a, every time I peep and I see them jamming on the road or check a video of them or they're performing somewhere, there's this thing that Chubby specifically is doing that pisses me off. Sir, sing your music please. What are you doing? He does this thing where he essentially directs the song. He's like, he's singing Pressure, right? And he's gonna say the next lines before they come up when he's supposed to be singing like the current lines. Like he's telling you what's coming next. Start singing and then goes to the next line. So he doesn't actually sing his song. He just is like, here's what's coming next. Here's what's coming next. Here's what's coming next. Here's what's coming next. Without actually performing. And I'm like, no one wants you to direct your song. You're not out here in an orchestra waving the little conductor's wand and doing anything. No, you are the performer. You are performing your song. What are you doing? Your performance needs to be better than that. It needs to come better than that. What are you doing? Stop doing that shit. Immediately. There's other examples I can use, like Rucas, stop screaming all the goddamn time. Sing your music, but at least Rucas sings his songs. Chubby doesn't do that. In fact, there was a live that came out last year. Collision with Masters mix. Masters was performing and then Smiley Chubby mic, and I will tell you, Chubby coasts on the fact that he has a very good voice. He has a very good voice, but he's also very much a one-note artist. He has a very good singing voice that if he tries to do anything else with that is not in that specific tone, it sounds bad. It sounds awful. And that live is the perfect example. Because you have to wonder, who the hell is that singing with Rucas? Who's that? That's Chubby? Chubby sounds so? Why he sound so bad? Why he sound like he can't sing? Let me tell you. It's because he actually can't sing. He has a very good voice that he coasts on, and every time he goes to basically sing, he just puts some bass behind it. And it's good because, again, he has a very, very good voice. That's why his songs do not sound bad. Listen to Pressure. Listen to the Year song. The Refix specifically. Listen to Backshots. Listen to any of the songs that Chubby has sang, and you'll realize they all have sang in a very specific tone of voice. And he never, ever goes higher than that or lower than that person. He's always there. Always at that specific tone, that pitch, whatever you want to call it. He's always there. He cannot go outside of that. The moment he goes outside of that, it's bad. And the only time he successfully goes out of that is when he's backing up Minkus on specific things. But even then, it's not even like he really leaves it. It's still in the same vocal range that he has shown off. That sounds good. When he was singing with Rucas, he was not in that vocal range at all. It was really bad. It was awful. And this is something I honestly will recommend for every single person that is coming out of St. Kitts Nevis. And even if you're not, like, you know, out of St. Kitts Nevis, this is something I recommend for every single artist. Do your vocal training. Do your vocal training. Learn what ranges you can and cannot handle, and learn how to deal with it and how to play up your strengths and your weaknesses. The reason why Grandmasters works so well, with Smiley specifically leading, I have to emphasize on that. With Smiley specifically leading the band, leading the music, being the one constantly singing to other songs, being the bass line. The reason that works is because Rucas can go higher than Smiley to a very high degree to help accentuate it. And there's times when Smiley does the same for Rucas, but it's not as effective. It is good, don't get me wrong, but it's not as effective. But there's times when Rucas is doing his high pitch, and it's like Smiley's trying to also compete with that or try to accentuate it higher, and that don't work. Don't do it. Bad. Rucas goes higher than you. Don't do that. Terrible idea. Like, you need to know where your strengths and your weaknesses are. And there's points when it's like, you see technique. I don't know how else to describe it, but technique done where Smiley's performing a song and he like puts extra thing on it. Like, the one song with sexy yelling in that place. I don't really know the middle part, but cock up if you're coming, when you're coming through. The little part, ooh, that there. Smiley does a little bit of that at the end, and Rucas is cock up when you're coming through. And it's like, it loses its luster when Rucas is doing it. But the fact that Smiley holds that note longer than Rucas and puts that little part on it makes it sound so good when they're together. So you just hear it. It's so good. You hear Rucas' voice dominate, and then you just hear the little coming through, and it's like, oh, so good, so good. More stuff like that, you cover other people's weaknesses, because that's not the first time I've seen Rucas have a very weird weakness when it comes to like putting more emphasis on specific things. Because when Rucas sings "Shove Back Your Body Girl," you say "Shove back your body girl, shove back your body girl, shove back your body on me." You're expecting it to go up at the end. You're expecting the same way Smiley goes up at the end. You're expecting Rucas to also go up and accentuate it, but he stays at the same kind of monotone thing, and Smiley goes up. And I feel like if they both went up, if he tried to match Smiley's pitch, it would be so much better. I honestly think that. But it just feels like, oh well, this is a letdown. You can go higher than Smiley. You can hit a pitch that is way thing. Why are you not using that to your advantage to like even make that song when y'all are performing it better? Like, there's different aspects of it where I feel like, maybe you're doing it to highlight the man Smiley, maybe you're doing it for other reasons, but I feel like this is something that the bands need to work on, especially because some of them need to do other things. Singing it takes a lot out of you. Talking takes a lot of you. You need to actually have very good lung capacity, lung control. Mention, hit the gym, please. He runs out of breath too often while singing. Hit the gym. That is not something I see with the Masters people, and I'm telling you, if you was to look at these people, you would think Mention is the most fit out of all of them. Cause this man, Mention, what gaining weight be. I have seen Smiley gain weight. I have seen Rucas gain weight. I have never seen Mention gain a lick of weight in his life. Okay? So, anyway. All it goes to show you is that being skinny don't mean you in shape. He needs to hit the gym. He needs to do something. He needs to get some cardio going. He needs to work up a little better because, again, vocal training to help you get that lung capacity going. A lot of y'all need to work on that stuff, but that's the only point that I'm going to give him here. They do need to work on that, but our artists are incredibly talented. A lot of them sound very good. A lot of them can sing very well. A lot of them have very good voices. They just need to work on that aspect of it. Point number 2 that he made. The quality of the recording itself is poor. The mixing is poor and all that stuff. I don't agree with this, and I also touched on this somewhat in part 1, and I don't agree. There's some songs that are not mixed very well, I will give you that, but a lot of them are mixed very well, especially if they're coming from the bands that have been doing this for a long time, and I've seen multiple ways in which you can mix it. And DJs, do not give the DJs, they have problem mixing with music. Hello? It is not hard. DJ Gel has done it before. Taro does it on a weekly basis of mixing in our music with all the other foreign music out there. What are you talking about that it's hard or it's so hard to mix it? No. You want to know something especially? Bouillon music is dominating the airwaves. Bouillon music is dominating the party. You want to know something funny? It is so easy. I have seen and imagined so many ways you can transition from Bouillon into any masters, any collision, any new vibes, any acts. It is not very hard to get from Bouillon to Wailers. It is not very hard to get from Bouillon to Wailers to Soca. It's not even hard to get from the traditional Soca to like a slow pep while a song, okay? It's not hard. It's not hard. DJs have to be more imaginative, but there's a lot of our slow music that can fit into any of these slow rotations, and our fast music that can fit into any of these fast rotations. That is not an excuse at all. There are some songs that, yes, that are unfortunately will fall by the wayside, but unfortunately, that happens with every single island and every single thing. But overall, I feel like this is a moot point because the quality has improved to a dramatic degree where honestly our music just sounds overall amazing. Like, it just seems amazing. It just sounds really good. I'm actually really proud of what the bands have been doing. Collision disappointed me this year with the quality, and I've never really felt super hot on New Web's quality, especially. I wasn't the only one. There was somebody who said it, and I was like, ooh. The cameraman, Bijan, whatever his name was, he said that, are they sure that Ken and Babby is mixed properly? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, that song is so good that it will still get played. But I'm going to be real. I wasn't the only one hearing that song. Felt unfinished. Like, New Vibes has to work on their quality. New Vibes legitimately has to work on their quality. Like, I'm not even trying to sound rude or anything. It's noticeable. It's part of the reason why they haven't won a road match on the criteria with performance. Their quality and their performances are lackluster. Oh, that's another thing. I already said it in my road match video, but the reason Small X and Masters were winning, especially on that criteria, is that they perform better than the other bands on the road and they have better sound quality on the road. It's as simple as that. It's literally as simple as that. Anyway, number 3, he said Carnival has evolved into a product that's marketed internationally and it's not just a cultural celebration. And that is true, but also, if someone is coming to my island, right? If someone is coming to my island for my carnival, they are not coming to experience Trinidad culture. They are not coming to experience Jamaican culture. They are not coming to experience Grenadian culture. They're coming to experience St. Kitts culture. Our culture is our music. Our culture is our stuff. Our masquerade, our revelers, Makajambi, Steel Pan. They're coming to hear ours. They're coming to hear Trinidadians. They're coming to hear ours. Okay? That is what they come to do. When they come to Effect, they come to hear we music. They might hear 1 or 2 Trini songs mixed in India, but they've come to hear our music. Okay? No one is booking a flight to St. Kitts for St. Kitts Carnival and expecting to hear it's Carnival in TNT. It's so special. If you book it a flight like that, something is absolutely wrong with you. You did no research and then you're probably going to complain. You come for our culture. You come to experience how our carnival is different. Every island has a different vibe. No one books a trip to a specific island without wanting to experience what that island has to offer. And also, for your point about, oh, they obviously like the music, I'll still be leaving the fets, and so if there was playing, the Trinidad and the dancehall music, and I'm like, sir, if I paid 150 plus or however much dollars to come inside this patio, you best believe whether it sucks or not, me stay till the end. Okay? Me stay till near the end, because you can't be telling me spend all this money and these people come out here and put nonsense on my... No! I don't spend my money. I don't hear. What gonna leave for? Not to mention, when the SK music playing, I just see everybody moving. When the bands them playing, I see everybody music. When the Trinidad music playing, I see people stand up. When dancehall playing, I see people stand up. But when we band music playing, I see a lot of more movement. Especially because when I went to it was the Cool Effect or whatever it was, Cane Juice 2022 with the Soca Revenge, whatever. A lot of people wasn't moving, Skelly Bang and all them other people there. But as soon as the bands who they had come on last, people wasn't leaving. People did not leave. Even after Kess did an amazing performance, people did not leave. And when the band started to play, they mash up the place. And when the band them done, everybody went home. A lot of people wasn't leaving until the band them was done. So no, your thinking on this is wrong. They're not leaving because they enjoy the music, or they're not sitting and enjoying this because sitting down there enjoying the music, whatever. They're sitting here because they paid their hard-earned money in this terrible economy. They've spent their hard-earned money to enjoy themselves, so they're going to enjoy themselves. Okay? It's not a, how should I put it? Oh, they're standing there. Of course, if I'm not a dancehall fan, but if they're playing good dancehall in a fete, even if they're not in a dancehall mood, I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna enjoy the music. I can want me soca. I prefer me soca. I can want me wireless. But at the end of the day, they always have a band perform last. At the end of the day, watch at every single SK Carnival event, they always have a band on it, and the band them always going last. Always. They always leave a band to shut down. Whether New Red's gonna shut down, Master's gonna shut down, and that's why people ain't gonna leave. They're staying for our music. They're staying for our culture. If somebody come there and they come here and go, oh, Kes reach here, and they see the Kes and then they go home after that, that's one person. Wonderful. But the majority are staying for our music. You can't be out here saying this as a blanket statement as if it's a fact. This is not a fact. People come to a specific island's carnival to hear what that island has to offer. They don't come to hear what other islands have to offer. They come to hear what you have to offer. It is very different in a Brooklyn or Miami, where it's an amalgamation of the entire Caribbean islands, so you can hear an amalgamation of everything. That's a different case. So I don't like this way you phrase that. That is incorrect. That is dead wrong. But his final point, which is basically just a summary of things, is that honestly, our music doesn't have to improve quality, and it should be something that everyone should be striving for. It doesn't just have to be us. Everybody's quality should be striving to be better. We need to strive to do more. But he's not wrong on that 4 per se. They just need to improve the quality of the quality, and they're already working towards that. And they're already doing a lot of stuff to do that. But there's one thing I also want to point out before I end the video, because I've gone over and I've taken time to explain why I mostly disagree with what he's saying. Again, just to recap for you, his first 3 points of the thing. First and foremost, he's wrong about our music being inferior. Absolutely wrong about that. He's wrong about the genre in general, criticizing soca, saying we have weak lyrics. Soca songs can have very, very strong lyrics. Listen to Kes. Listen to Master's music specifically. Listen to Master's music. Listen to some of them, the way they talk. Even listen to something like Pressure, even though they got worse and worse in there, which, oh my god. I know it because it sounds good, but that bun miss one a little bit right here. Wassa is not a word. Wassa is not a word. Please. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're doing, but Lord, wassa is not a word. That hurt me. That hurt me soul. Lord, that hurt me soul so much. Lord. Wassa is not a word. Please. Please. Anyway. Yeah. Before I end this video, let's go over some of the stuff again. We went over that the vocalist singing. They do need to work on their vocals, and I feel like every artist at some degree needs to work on their vocals. But specifically for us, there are people that definitely need to improve. I feel like some people need to work out more, get their lung capacity up. Some people need to actually hone their craft so that they actually focus on singing. Some people need to recognize where their strengths lies and where their weaknesses are, and not try to do everything. You ain't Wonder Woman, you ain't Superman. Stop feeling like you can do everything, okay? Even them, they have to form a league of heroes to fight off some of the villains they mentioned. So I need y'all ain't Superman. Y'all all have strengths and weaknesses with your singing. You have to learn how to cover it. And I want to say one special shout out here. I want to shout out the man Minkus, because Minkus was on Perspective Media and said that he wasn't a strong singer and all that stuff, then he's not a strong singer. And I'm like, he's right, he's not a strong singer, but Minkus is very good at what he does. And I will say this for the last couple years, because Chubby has been doing, again, what I said before, Minkus has been kind of hard carrying Collision on his back. Specifically their performances. He's been kind of hard carrying it. Like, I don't feel like people understand. He does a very good job backing up. He does a very good job when he has to lead. Minkus, I give you all the credit in the world. You're doing an amazing job. Get some vocal practice. Get some vocal training. And trust me, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job. Like, I'm actually really proud of you. But yeah, we covered all the stuff. And the thing I want to highlight is that I was not the only person that had an issue with this man essentially talking about and going in on our local music. I wasn't the only one that was saying that he was wrong about calling our music inferior. In the comments to this video, there was a dude by the name of Chris Collins who posted this. In my short time on this earth, I have realized that people buy what they see and hear. Coca-Cola has never stopped advertising, so when our local artists distribute their music for only local DJs to play, they will remain just that, local. Thanks to Stemmer Dublin, who has constantly supplied me with whatever he has. Nothing is wrong with the product nor its quality. Our bands and artists have improved year on year, which is true. The content has to be looked at. To sing pure Vocalist only will serve a small market for a short time. I am begging a soul for no music to play and promote them. They should make it their business contact all who they know involving in broadcasting, supply to persons, media house. Fortunately for me, I have big labels and record companies who have supported me for many years. Enough said. Basically what he's saying is that we essentially do not have a problem with our music. We have a problem with how we market it and how we produce it and how we send it overseas. We don't have an actual problem with the quality. And I agree with this. I like this post. But there was one other person. I really wanted to highlight, because I think this person highlighted everything I want to say, and that person is Jam Crew. Now, Jam Crew is actually working with part of the Carnival committee, does a lot of stuff, and Jam Crew literally posted this, and this is something that it is absolutely correct. I will jump in here real quick. The biggest issue is marketing from the bands and artists, and I agree with Chris Collins. Many of them doesn't market their product. I have DJs and promoters from all over the world hit me up for SKN music. This is a serious problem. Now, Paul, you said the lyrics are weak, but if you check the lyrics for Bouillon music, they are the same. But what made Bouillon blow up more? Because Bouillon was already big themselves with collaborations with regional artists. So many artists and bands have passed through this country for years, and I never heard a band or artist, maybe one or two artists and producers, do a song together. I remember producing for Skinny Fabulous many years ago, and he asked me who he can go collab with, and I approached a couple bands at the time and artists, and none of them didn't want to do it. I have artists also who will collaborate with bands and artists here. There are opportunities for the bands and artists to reach further. Must their mindset has to change. It's not the lyrics, it's not the music, it is the lyrics, but it is their mindset. And that is something that I want to highlight. I agree with this 100%, because you ever realize, and I will go back to this, it was 2015, Small Axe One Road match with Bottom in the Road. Grandmasters and New Vibes was clashing on the road, on the Bay Road, and instead of having a regular clash, Mention said, let's have some unity. Alright, Masters play rhythm and we're gonna sing on it. So Masters play rhythm, Mention sing it. Alright, Mention bring a rhythm, Masters sing on it. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Smiley, Mention, link up, do a song. Yeah, man, we got next year we're gonna link up, we're gonna do a song together. It has been 10 years. No song. 10 years. Them bugger there. No we're in no studio together and no record shit. Alright? Alright, I just want to make that very, very clear. They're not work together, they don't do nothing yet. Smiley and Mention have said they are record on the road. You could ask any Masters fan who was there, any New fan who was there. They said they're gonna come together and write a song and they're not do it. Okay? They're not do it yet. But the main thing I want to hit on is the collaboration and the mindset, because a lot of them feel very good being big fish in small pond. A lot of them have fun with it, but we've also seen a shift. We've seen artists that come together and start to, sing together. We got Tubap and Jazzbo, Tubap singing with Akoy singing with Rucas, and if we even look at regional performances, we have in 2019, Grandmasters, Smiley produced a song Brock Walk with a big band XP band out of St. Martin. This year, we had Smiley produce a song with Jugo out of the Vibe band from BVI. So it's not like we ain't seeing stuff happen. Even if we go further back, we have Akai producing songs and singing with Adamo. We have Rucas singing a song together with Adamo. We have these artists that are actually going out and they're doing things bigger and they're literally doing what you said. Expanding it, having more regional collaborations. And I need them to do more. It is very true. I wish that the bands would do more. Trinidad Carnival come back. You know how amazing it would be to hear Trinidad Carnival reach and hear Rucas sing with Machel Montano, Smiley sing with Machel Montano, something like that. Rucas and Kess? Imagine a Rucas and a Kess. What? Akka, you sweet. And the man, who also technically from St.Kitts, but you know, BVI or USP, whichever one it be, Pompa. Imagine it. We have all of these things that could happen. And you ain't gonna tell me that Pompa ain't gonna want to sing with the SKP for them. He definitely would. We have so many opportunities, so many ways to do it. So I just want to point out, I want to put out into it that yes, that's what they need to do. They need to stop being satisfied with being small pond. I mean, big fish in small pond. I don't think Rucas is satisfied. I'm not actually satisfied. I feel like a lot of them, once they start to get exposed, I feel like tobacco will come hard next year. I feel like we have a lot of good things that are building up. So I just wanted to put this back in here just so that you could actually see and understand where I'm coming from. But with that said, all good things must come to an end, and this video also has to come to an end. All I have to say is that I don't agree with what Paul Martin said about the music being inferior. That is some absolute bullshit. With the Letter to the DJs, I do not agree with 100% our music. I feel like you should also play a little bit of the Soca music, because Soca is all-encompassing, but it should be a majority of our music. Like, not a 50, not a 60% or anything like that. We need to have 99 to 95% our music playing on the road. We have so many years of music. I should still be hearing our wail on the street, okay? I should still be hearing our wail. I should still be hearing none of them could party like we. Said I've been here and there and almost everywhere, but not one of them party like in the Caribbean. No need to brag and boast, but I've been from coast to coast. Not one of them party like in the Caribbean. And when it comes to St. Kitts, not one of them could party like we. When it comes to the whole Caribbean, nobody could party like we. We need to have songs like that playing everything. Area code supposed to still be playing on the road. All these songs that have been big supposed to still be playing. I'm supposed to be hearing Shot Back Your Latte Girl 1999 to 2000. I'm still supposed to be hearing it. Make your all them song them is supposed to still be hearing it. Alright? Do better, DJs. Do better. We're supposed to hear all of the music in circulation, and we're supposed to still hear with other music. I'm still supposed to be hearing outside again on the road. These are supposed to be the things that we are playing. But yes, I would like to say that this thing called our music inferior is an insult to the hard work that our artists have been putting in every year, especially when our music is getting more and more recognized and the marketing continues to get better and better. All these songs out there. Before I'm done, I have an issue. This is going to be directed directly at Rucas. Rucas, buddy, me love my master's band. I am my favorite. And also to something. This is also dedicated to Mention. I'm gonna hit up Mention too. Mention is our worst offender. But Rucas, you are a vocalist, one of the two lead vocalists of the Grandmasters band. You are currently the lead vocalist. You're the one in the spotlight. You are the one that has the roadmap song pushed 3 years in a row. That is you. You are currently the man. Can you stop promoting only your music? Stop it. You are Grandmasters band. Smiley literally doesn't have any real online presence. Smiley doesn't have anything. He has multiple profiles. He have an Instagram, he got a Facebook, he got a bunch of stuff. He doesn't post on any of these things. He doesn't throw any of this stuff out here. He doesn't promote this stuff like that. He is not on social media like that. You, as the member of Grandmasters band, you are the one who has the keys to the actual account. You are the one who has all this stuff. You need to be promoting everything that drop. When Smiley drop a song, promote it. Not just when he got into a primary school to promote your song. You're supposed to be promoting his songs too. That's not cool. I've been seeing this for years now. You're doing too much. love that you're promoting your music. But promote all the band music. We shouldn't be sitting here feeling like, oh, last year Grandmasters only had 2 songs. No, last year you produced 2 songs for Grandmasters. Happy? Wrong, man. Different Level was right there. Keep Out was right there. And What I Want, different, What I Want was right there. You had many other songs to promote, but you just decided to just stand by, not promote this music. You are a member of Grandmaster's band. You promote Grandmaster's music. Anyway, that's enough for the Rucas. Mention, promote your Blood Clot music and have it available. Why you ain't on a streaming platform? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? In 2013, you went on Big Bad on radio saying, you know, man, Sugar Band advanced. Sugar Band ahead of the other band them. Sugar Band already ready. Sugar Band, we got a music up on all these radio, up on the platforms, and we got music streaming. We believe in it. It's the future, and we are ahead of everybody else. Nobody else got a music up there. We got it up there. We are ahead. And fast forward to now. What are you doing? Oh, if you want the music, email me. Bitch! You think people got time to email you for music every single year? Put your music on streaming platforms so your music reach out there. You know how big Ken and Baddie could have been? We even had Blackie begging you. Blackie begging all you to put our music out on these streaming platforms. Please! You are hindering yourself. Stop being satisfied being as big fish in a small pond. Please. You can do so much better. Me not even mention, me not your fan. Me not even really like you. But you got talent. And you're pushing me on and forward. So please, for the love of God, put your music on the streaming platforms. Please. Anyway, I have one more thing to say. Mr. Bagnall, I understand that you agreed with this guy. I know exactly why. This is your mindset. But I'm letting you know, just like Paul Martin was very wrong about his post, you and your mindset is also very wrong. Okay? The two of us could stick together and chat and whatever, and I can agree with each other, but it is wrong. Our music is just as good as any other island. In fact, I think the music better than the rest of them. Call a Kittish and Pride if you want, but we music good. The only people that I would ever say, the only artist I will ever say, probably Sticks is Kes. And that's because Kes is by far the #1 soca band, soca artist in the world. Right now, by far. He's the only person I would say Guinness licks can done. The rest of them, we right in comparison. We right there fighting with them. The music right there with them. So I didn't want to hear it from you. I didn't want to hear it from that IO. All IO just pissed me off with this shit. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a long one. It was probably longer than the original one I made. I definitely did ramble a bit. I definitely looked at my points and I covered them as I wanted to, and I hope my point came across. No, our music is not inferior. Yes, our bands need to market better. Yes, our band members should have some more vocal training. Yes, you should learn to perform better. Chubby, mention, all irons to some degree. Master's performance is going to be the best. I don't want to hit up on Small X because I feel like Small X has a lot of more issues. Small X members, Daily Ranks is a godsend. That's all I can say. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. We're going back to gaming content after this one. So this is the last St. Kitts video I'm making for a while, because if I made one, I would make it criticizing the artist them and how I feel they should be improving. I don't feel like I need to do that. They can sit down, listen to the music, and see what they need to work on at any point in time. They can look at their performances and see what they need to improve on at any point in time. It is up to them to put in that work. It is 100% up to them to put in that work. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to like this video and share it. And yeah, sorry about my gaming fans out there. We back. Trust me, we back. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.